Your middle tower is falling.
You think Kaka knew I stole his rum?
Hey, watch my head!
Hey, little buddy, it's in the bag!
XBET, best odds for esport and live betting. Unique gaming lines for all esport disciplines including Dota and CSGO, casino and live dealers. Highest payouts, 100% bonus on your first deposit. Wanna become as rich as Alchemist in a few simple clicks? Start playing on XBET.
Everything's better with Scepter. Oh, yeah!
Radiant victory.
XBET.
Hello guys and welcome to the ProDota Cup series by Smashcast TV. We have a game between Stars Esports and Wheel Wreck while whistling game number 2 for this best of 2. To see who can actually make it and get the 2 points for best of 2 for the ProDota Cup. That said, we are here in the ProDota Cup series, sponsored of course by XBET, which is a service that offers live betting on all ProDota Cup matches, offering the best odds and the highest payouts. Win with XBET, use bonus code BOUNTYX to deposit and get 100. That said, guys, let's get right into the draft. My name is DSwordfish. I'll be your caster for today, and let's see what our pros are bringing up here. Earthshaker and Witch Doctor picked up Sanking and Crystal. Well, the Earthshaker Doctor, that is a good combination by Wheel already starting out. You can actually very versatile because the Earthshaker can play 4 position 4, Witch Doctor 5. Good lane sustain, really hard to dive against these heroes because Earthshaker's a really hard hero to dive against, especially in the early game. Regardless if he's in the off lane or if he is playing his position 4 together with Witch Doctor, you can utilize him very well because of the fact that this comes wonderfully. And of course, the sustain that Witch Doctor gives you a lot more possibility in terms of carries, especially against heroes like Crystal Maiden and Stanking, something we suggested last game, which Stars Esports decided to go against because of Shadow Shaman Rubik, right? So now they have a much more tankier position 4, and they're able to dive towers and play a bit more aggressively, utilize that Crystal Maiden this way that Wheel did back in the first game. So that's going to work well for them. Those Stars and Wheel still need to pick up their... So. And as for Stars, what can we see? Something oriented more against the team fight. You already have some really good team fight. In fact, here, a Void would not be a bad idea, especially off-lane position, though the Earthshaker annoys him with a Fissure, and the Witch Doctor can be really bad with the Death Ward. The Crystal Maiden Psychic ultimates are just fantastic with that. Go for that wombo combo that Stars Esports tried to use that first game, and since you already have the Darkseer banned, you might want to go for those heroes, right? And since Sanking is particularly not a hero that's played that well in position 5, sorry, position 3 more, then it would seem like an appropriate pick. The Axe, also a possibility, that team fight extra. Doesn't seem like the Axe would be that just because that's been kind of tied down in AoE. That said, Klinks for Stars Esports. So, position. Okay, I love the Wheel Punch. These guys are great. It's always wonderful to see it. Now, Star's going to pick up a Clinks, which is fantastic against Witch Doctors. Sustained healing does nothing against Clinks. He's also a hero that does really well against supports. Have high HP but armor, a la Witch Doctor or Warlock. Clinks is able to destroy them, and he hero that's not going to suffer too much against Earthshaker because there's no chance you're going to try to kill him in lane. If Earthshaker plays aggressively against you, you harass him with the flaming arrows. After all, searing arrows, sorry. After all, the Earthshaker is a melee hero regardless. And if the Earthshaker walks too close to, or walks freeze and tries to juke you and kill you that way, Clinks is just not going to fall for that bait, because farm on Clinks in the early game is important, similar to what Arc does. It's a very similar playstyle to Arc, except that Clinks are mechanism. Rely on that lane much more. And Star's going to go for the Omni Knight as their offlaner, likely. You already have the team fight and the support, so they decide not more team fight, but rather getting away to Clinks, which is a wise choice considering Clinks. Omni Knight Sanking is also a really good dual offlane, meaning that we'll now have to pick up a much stronger carry in the lane, perhaps something along the lines of a Lifestealer. Juggernaut, again, those two heroes classically good against Omni Knight and Sanking because they damage. The Witch Doctor is probably going to be alone in lane because the Pudge is going to be helping the mid lane more. Roaming about, not really
Monkey
hard.
King.
And Wheel's going to pick up a Monkey. Monkey King carry. We've already seen that played before. In fact, when you're playing against an Omni Knight and when you're playing against a Clinks, Monkey King in general is pretty good because it's high armor when he uses high agility again, so it's not too phased by the Omni Knight repel because care about that. Primal Spring hits. You don't really or sorry, his not Primal Spring, his Jingle Mastery hits, and well, that easy to kill the Crystal. Well, could be mid carry Monkey King. I'm not entirely sure what it does. Probably carry Monkey. You have seen these guys run that before, and they seem lineups against these guys at Stars. They feel pretty confident. They're trying out new heroes. It's not a bad idea whatsoever. This, the OD by Stars, is going to be banned out, as the last OD would have been. Okay. Against a Clinks, you really can't stop him in the middle of the string. Probably the reason. You could actually go for an Invoker here for Wheel, and you have a lot of roaming, but and just play a decent Invoker against Omni Knight is able to take an Angel off with a Tornado, so that's very the same, in the similar sense of Brewmaster would have been. Of course, against a Clink, that might be a bit. The Invoker's pretty useful against a carries Dust, tanking hard time catching up to him. X, and of course that Sunstrike is really utilized by your team, in addition to giving you extra team fight with the EMP plus Echo Slam. Fantastic way to start a team fight. In addition to that, you have a great zone out spell, Monkey King Ultimate, plus the EMP, making it hard for the Stars fight a hero. The only issue is that you might die a bit too soon against Clinks, but if you do go for either the Quex Invoker, you can outrun him to some degree, and even use Tornado, and if you go for the Quaz, always assuming you max X, that's build, then you, with Quaz, you have enough. And some of the hits. That said, what Wheel picks up last, they banned the Ember, so Poker pick, maybe a Storm? Oh, what would really get captured? A, perhaps? Yeah, it would be nice. Like, a lot of physical damage. Stop the Clinks. A is great against Clinks. Traction. You do combine well with the Pudge. This Pudge will give you very secure. Really well once you help her out a lot in lane. The step out of the Embers has to signify something. Maybe they're just afraid of Stars lineup. You know? Yeah, it would be good here. Walker would be good. You have a lot of options here. Simplex. Storm would not be bad entirely. Clinks rushes the Orchid. A Quap is also available. Sorry. Effective. Even a Brewmaster. Do your ultimate through that route. Stuns and still might be a way to stop a Monkey. Razor even. Razor's actually
Lena.
the option. It's just there's way too many options. Lena not the best against Omni Knight Repel, sure, but it's really strong against Clinks. And get the Orchid, which is not the build anymore. You usually go for Desolator. Best. Maybe Clinks prioritizes the Orchid this game because you have a lot of good targets, so go for Soul and the stop the Lena who wants you here, because Lena's really great at that. Stars Esports now. Sorry, Viper. Ow. Viper. You're going for lane domination, trying to secure a lot of farm for the Click. This seems okay. It seems logical. It seems logical if you think about it, because you do need a lot of safety for the He's gonna be carry like you did last time. In this case, the Viper's not gonna need any supports, but the Clinks have a hard lane, especially if the Earth Hodge, for example, to am I making it levels for the Clinks? You have to keep the Crystal Maiden sanking up top with him, or yeah, up top with him. Oh no, down below. No, up top because they're right. So you're gonna keep a sanking in the Crystal Maiden with the Clinks, essentially, regardless of what I just said. And the Omnet and Viper should probably lane alone early levels, meaning you're the consult. Hard. Especially because he gets pulls and whatnot. Dodge attack very well. And he's also one of those heroes that attack the pro. The Clinks can just go for okay, but earlier was the BKB seemed did this game against Lena, and maybe go for a Solar Crest. Actually, Solar Crest is about the same. The run is expensive. If you really want to rush the BKB medallion, but it just seems like that's a later resolution build up with a couple months ago. He likes playing a lot. Go with that. Alright, there it is. Wait screen. Power palace. Whoever B is, who's not the traditional mid, should be a power battles. 1680 rares that you get. Yeah, Bleak standing in for Danny. Alright, cool. So we know the name. Thank you, manager, from Waffles. Back to you. Winter Sword is going to not be B, it's going to be literally Bleak. And it is going to be a stand-in. Woo! So great when you get information about these players. Sometimes. Because you never know if it's a stand-in or someone, like some sort of bug with Dota, especially with all the new updates. Same thing happened last game. In fact, Wheels was supposed to pick and we couldn't. Bug. New change in fire rate. Usually these systems stabilize themselves as it goes on. It's great that we're getting so many. I'm glad that they're putting so much effort. It's just going to be beautiful. Testing these. Knowing the amount of support. Anyway, that said, guys, we are right into the game. Looking at the drafts, I'm going to favor Wheel completely here. I do like this. KVH is playing Monkey King. At least I've seen KVH playing Monkey King. I don't know if he's playing in the support position, but I'm pretty sure he's playing in the carry position before. And he's a really effective hero, especially when you're playing against a low armor lineup. Or a lineup that particularly doesn't do well against physical. Because of Viper being one of them. Not particularly low armor hero, but does not do too well against physical. And being more of a magical damage stopper. The Klink's also going to suffer quite a lot against the Monkey King because he's not going to be able to burst him down in time. On armor. And similarly, the Crystal Main Sanking, which is Monkey King. Fantastic. Only hero is going to be alright, it's going to be Omnight, which interestingly enough is going to be played in the Silk. And that reminds me, we should present the teams quickly. My name is DSwordfish, I'll be your cast support today, and we'll start presenting the teams with the guys at Wheel, getting derp at the hands of the Witch Doctor in the support position. Second support being the Pudge, played by Madman, star player. KVH is going to be playing the Monkey King in the carry position. In the mid lane, Alina, played by Bleak. And then finally in the off lane, it's going to be Dota 2 as the Earth Shaker. As for the guys at Stars, interestingly enough, it's going to be Ned as the Omnet in the support position, playing a Sanking in the offlane by 0. The second support being the Crystal Maiden played by Kin 6. Here, the question mark playing the Viper in this game. And finally, in the carry position, a Clinks, played by 123ZXC. See, usually I wouldn't necessarily present them, but since I saw him Omnet in the support position, I haven't seen this in a while. I can't even tell if he's a support entirely. It just seems because Ned, of course, is playing him. Position 4, so a pretty greedy position 4. You can still run the same lane with Sanking Omnet, except Sanking is going to be the priority in terms of farming, which is weird, especially when the Sanking is not particularly the best hero to deal with Monkey King, whereas Omnet is quite good against him. Because of his Guardian Angel, because of high armor and whatnot. I mean, Omnet has a really high armor, even if he doesn't, in terms of agility per level, at the base armor is really help him up to level 6, level 8 or so, especially if you keep your levels up enough. We'll see how this works out for them. I mean, the combo of Sanking Omnet has been a cheese strat for a really long time. In competitive, it's not as effective, obviously. Especially now that a lot more heroes have better combinations. It's a tri-lane. Are guaranteed to plus up. Nowadays, Purification is a much easier spell to land, which is why this combo is weird that's resurging recently. We've seen a lot of Sanking Omnet. But I guess both these heroes are just much more viable now. Especially with that purification cast point reduction. It's just beautiful to play. That said, let's concentrate on the mid lane a bit, because Bleak is having a hard time against question mark, as expected from Lina, but still getting those last hits, right? Going for the Dragon Slave and Lifestruck Array build, as opposed to getting level on Fiery Assault. Thanks, because he knows they're going to put a lot of pressure into the lanes, either with the Pudge or the Monkey King, or even the top lane by Dota 2 just using really good lane control. And he's not expecting a gank too early, meaning he doesn't need that extra Fiery Soul movement speed to evade it. Regardless, Lifestruck Array can be really useful as well if the Viper decides to walk up to you. It's quite easy to land and someone has no movement. Alright, Lifestruck Array actually already landed. Madman comes in, he can hook him, question mark has nowhere to go, and this poor Viper is going to feed the first blood. We'll take it. Really, really nice hook. There was no juking there by Viper. But if you juke, the Lina might have just killed you with the auto attacks. However, I guess the Viper didn't really notice the lack of Fiery Soul, because if he got hooked, he was going to die. Otherwise, he wasn't. So he could have juked a bit and allowed himself to be... It's take a bit longer to get his destination. Leave a bit more damage on the lane. In the bottom lane, Zero is going to be hit by the Jingle Mastery. Oh, there it is, finally, with the staff hit. That's a dead Sanking. Ned is not going to fight off against Monkey King alone, but he still has the Maledict on, and no repel to take this Maledict damage off him. And the Jingle Master is going to be triggered again. This Monkey King is ridiculous, and there's no way Ned is surviving this final hit by KVH. Even heals up all he needs, and walks up to a tree. Points there. He could have just fought the Sanking 1v1, and but it was smart to evade the Burrow Strike, and again, awesome point. Like I said, question mark could have taken a bit more damage from the Lina earlier and juked a bit more. It was really easy hook for Madman, but it's only level 1, so I guess he was just trying to outrun him in terms of... Hero is going to die here. He could have just died this tower. Low armor, but a good amount of HP early on means that you can dive towers pretty safely, especially considering you will have that tree dance to help you out. In the mid lane, Viper, and with the hook, there's no way question mark survive this. That's gonna be a dead Viper. Well, that is now B with Fiery Soul, so he deals a considerable amount of physical damage as well, even though it's only level 1 Fiery Soul. It's good enough to actually stop a Viper. Like I said, Viper's quite a set on, no movement speed either because of his lack of boots, and you're seeing why you don't play with a... I mean, Viper's really good against Pudge. You can usually just attack him, and Pudge will... Right? So it's a good pick in general. When you're playing against Pudge and Lina, the damage Lina gives you is way too much. So you really can't concentrate on trying to kill the Pudge when he just runs at you with a rod. You really can't outrun him either, because Pudge is going to be always faster than ankle boot. Especially if you have no boots on Viper, and they've done a really good job of preventing this. Forcing him to go... I mean, that Aquila so early seems not the best of choices for question mark. But it is giving him a bit more lane sustain, which I think is what we were going for. However, I don't know if there was Wheel noticing this, or just misfortune by the guy. But Wheel started rotating the Pudge a lot mid lane once they saw it. Because you know that the Viper has no boots, and you be able to harass her much. Or harass him? I think Viper's a much. That's it, V. Out by... And don't give me the stuff about, Viper's voice being... Herman's own. I don't know, in Spanish I guess you call him by... Call him... Because we have genders. I've always thought of Viper as a... Doesn't really look at either. V is going to start stunning him out. Talk. Viper's gender question mark is going to be hooked out. In fact, they're not even going to use the hook. They're even canceling the TP, knowing question mark is sure to die here. And they just have no ways of helping this Viper. In fact, in the bottom lane as well, Omnet goes down to the damage of the Monkey King. And that's going to be 2 lanes pretty much won by Wheel. They can't do anything. Or it seems like Stars can't do anything to really stop this aggression. KVH is actually going onto the Sanking. And one last hit would have done the trick, but he doesn't get the Jingle Mastery. Dota 2, though, in the top lane, he's going to go down to Clinks. And is that little skull and crossbones, is that new? Is that a compendium effect? That seems really cool. I don't know if that's a thing they added, but fantastic. That said, the Clinks there, like I said, is you're really not going to go for a kill in the trees. You'd rather just go for lasses, but hey, if it's an easy kill, why not? Bottom lane, Sanking also goes down. Again, KVH is a lane dominator with a new build of Jingle Mastery. This used to be built on remember Monkey King when he was played as support? Used to be played... Wait, actually... There's the stun, the hook is available, going to be used, Mad Ming rotting him out, and with the trees, question mark can't go anywhere, has no quelling blade to cut him down, he's going to be blocked out and destroyed, and the Pudge can't deny himself in time. B, in fact, is going to be harassed a bit, but his sister, Lena's sister, is not going to be able to off. That said, oh no, the bottom lane, yeah, the Monkey King, no, he wants to kill him. Yep, KVH just come into this, even uses the staff to get the kill, but Paralyzing Cask helping him out with a healing as well. Goes onto a tree. Doesn't have enough to actually go down. Or use the Primal Spring, rather. Mana. And be in the mid lane. Light Strike Array onto Ned. Still has a Soul Ring available in case he... Will have the Soul Ring available in case he needs the blade later on. So Ned can't harass him too much, especially with his station. B, just... Leak. And we actually... Pass, but... Seem like he cares too much. He does a Jingle Mastery with that, and could have just used the Balance Strike there to heal up, but you're gonna get another Jingle Mastery anyway. You don't want to watch the mana on that. You can see Ned being harassed. Yeah, there's Life Strike Array. No Laguna's Blade though, so not enough damage. Right. Yeah, so Monkey King, when he used to be played as support, there was two builds. Oh, no, can't even explain. They have Dust, but that Fissure actually stopped the punch, but not. There used to be two builds, the traditional Monkey King max balance strike build, and you go for level 1 tree dance, and get a couple levels of tree dance early on. And the other build, which was actually more of a lane dominating build, where you just 1 or maybe even 2 levels of Jingle Mastery, try to get that zoning out potential. And as a carry, especially when you're fighting in a 1v1 scenario, Monkey King is one of the better ones to zone out the enemy team, because that build, that zoning out build, never got nerfed. In fact, it was just a roaming Monkey King, the kind of, I'm going to jump at you at a point in the map and destroy you and make you cry and make your family cry. That Monkey King got nerfed, but the current lane dominating Monkey King did not, so his Jingle Mastery still as powerful. Carry is quite a reliable one. Hook, wow. Blind hook onto the Clinks, catches him, Paralyzing Cast to stop him, and there's way too many stuns for the skeleton to go anywhere. Trying to kill Derp before he dies, but is unable to do so. Mad Meng, what a hooker. Fantastic hook there. It was completely blind. I mean, they had the dust off on him, of course, but they don't see in the tree. Dust doesn't give you literal vision. It gives you true sight. Speak in proper terms. So that worked out really nicely for them. Now with this, all of the stars, guys, are going to be smoked up and going down to the bottom. In fact, they want to get killed on KVH. This is really hard, though. Even with the 2 stuns you have, always 3 dance. Yep, they've been discovered. 3 dance away. Okay, did not know there's 2. KVH, why didn't you 3 time? Yeah. He can't do it now. Burst Strike coming in. 0. Gonna be stopped down. And oh, the Burst Strike is missed. Madman gets the hook. And Ned is in a difficult position now with Jingle Mastery triggered. Ned is not gonna survive this. And the Skull and Crossbones to mark his death. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it seems like Wheel wants to teach stars how to gank. And in they come. Paralyzing Cask. A visual that stops the Viper to some degree. Laguna's Blade's available. Even the Death Lord committed to this. And the Viper will go down. 2 ultimates, but it's worth the kill. As they're both low cooldown. And Viper is valuable target. And question mark again being harassed to oblivion by the guys at Wheel, and really falling behind in terms of farm, except he's not a Shadow Fiend in this game. He's not able to recover whatsoever. KVH wants to go into 0 still. No, not have that Boundless Strike. That wasn't really okay. KVH there, you kind of bit off a bit more than you could chew. That Sand King is really great at stopping tree dance as well. They even have the Purification. KVH is dead. There's no way you can even master from here. He's gonna die to creeps in the end. Finding the goal between them, it's okay, but could have been better, you know, like not dying. Regardless, you know, that was Wheel still winning by a decent amount, not as much as last game, but they did cancel the Viper pretty well. The only issue is that this time KVH has not gotten this free farm that he got last game, and Blinks has gotten a really good amount of. Because the Earthshaker is just not a strong laner. Happen. That's expected. Now they can just cancel the Klink's impact in the mid game, then half this game. He's going for this later straight up. Boring build. That will be fun. Ed Mad. Don't know them. Is around here. Ed, you're being baited, buddy. You're being baited. Light Striker is gonna hit him. And they cancel his infused raindrop with Laguna's Blade to finish him off, and the Omni Knight doesn't even have time to breathe there. Meanwhile, in the top lane, as you see a Monkey King with dust, and he's starting to roll a bit, but he just saw that Death Pop being used. First stun, second, where's the dust? There it is, slowing him down. His level 3 Skeleton Walk, where's your help for the Boundless Strike? Finally, with the extra damage, gets the extra crit, and this poor Klinks is not going to be able to survive this. KVH gets the kill, and the roaming Monkey King is working out now, eventually. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, B is being harassed by question mark. I don't know if he just got a kill, but B is... here, one last Light Strike Array to put him under tower. At least order the 2 comes in, the repel to help him out. And even with a Pudge Hook, I don't think question mark is going to be destroyed here. There's the fissure. They stop him. Dota 2 is blocking the path. Oh no, put himself in a difficult position. Madman can get the hook. Actually doesn't have the dismember either, but question mark actually can't move away. The Echo Slam is committed to this, and with the rot, he should have enough damage regardless of the Guardian Angel. But the purification last second with one dismember. This Viper is lasting a long time, but not long enough for his teammates to save him. But the Clinks comes in, clean up crew, and with this, Dota 2 is gonna go down together with his partner, the Pudge. And with that, it's, well, 16-7. It's definitely an exciting game. That's for sure. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, we see an Epicenter onto the Witch Doctor. Derp has no way of surviving this, even if he doesn't healing. Yeah. Goodbye, Derp. He was in a bad position. They even used an ultimate onto him, that being an Epicenter. It's okay. You really can't do much. Doctor, you're quite fragile as the passes. We are seeing an Echo Saber build onto Monkey King. That's a typical carry build, I presume. Much more efficient. It's true that the Echo Saber also got buffed. So slightly, well, not buffed, I guess. It got anti-nerfed. Because it wasn't really a buff as much as it was opposite, or reverting. Yeah, it reverted those nerfs that they give it to it. Now the attack speed reduction is, and that's quite fantastic. That benefits heroes like Monkey King. Particularly one of the few heroes that really does have Echo. Oh no. Uh-oh. Zinkask is not being your friend today. Oh, go to the lottery. Just on the Clinks twice. Back to the fissure, helping you out. Derp is surviving for quite a while. The Berserk misses, but Ned sees him. He's still healing up, and there's a Maledict just to finish. Just to kind of get some fireworks before he dies. Stars is using the Clinks pretty efficiently now. Rotate the same as they did with the Monkey King. And you don't have a really strong static farmer, a really strong late gamer this off your Monkey King. More importantly, the Viper's been getting a lot of space with all these kills that they've been getting. And that means that net worth is going to start to shift as the game progresses. Unless, well, I mean, once KVH gets his Echo Saber, of course, Speed gets a Bloodstone, hit their stride, that's going to be hitting their... Make it very difficult for them to... It's going to be really difficult for the as it starts to really fight this. However, with the Epicenter, especially the Blink Dagger on the Sand King, would come at, I mean, hopefully, considering it's an offlaner, then you're going to be able to do 5-on-5 fights a bit more efficiently in enemy team, especially with the Guardian Angel help you out. Now, Zero does not know Madman is here. They actually have no vision of this guy. So, Madman could be the surprise, but he TP's away in time. Burst Strike, Madman is already TP'd. He still has, or KVH, sorry, still has the Boundless Strike. When he wants to go into the Sand King, stops the Sandstorm from happening. KVH just getting a bit of those Jingle Mastery on everyone. They're going to try to fight this, but if there's any more TPs from Stars, they'd be screwed. And we already see Wheel TPing a bit later, so... Now, the Earthshaker does get his Blink Dagger, which is very important, as you're gonna get it a good 2 or 3 minutes before the Sand King. Meaning this is the time to fight. And they go Boundless Strike, and with the... No, Boundless Strike not used yet. Finally, to get the final hit. KVH will also trigger the Jingle Mastery without being able to heal entirely. So... Love KVH. The Echo Saber also coming up on him. This Echo Saber is going to give... I mean, that would combine with the dagger. The Blink Dagger onto Earthshaker. Interestingly enough, though, the Lena is going to be a bit more items because she did go for the Phase Boot as opposed to the traditional Arcane Boot Bloodstone build. Regardless, you're going to be able to create a lot of space with AVH. You should be fine. In fact, the Earthshaker has an Echo Slam, so if you do initiate upon him, you're going to be at treat, as the Echo Slam could just destroy Clinks with the huge amount of stuns the Earthshaker can put out. And this Blink Dagger is also very useful to stop the Clinks in general, because usually the Clinks is usually going to be in a very good position to not get hit, obviously, but spells. But the Blink Dagger makes it that's impossible, literally. Here in the top lane, we'll keep putting on the pressure. Stars try to recover using. It's quite clever. I mean, they know that. Oh no, I know the Viper was around there. Maybe he doesn't want to hit them. Should have seen the Viper. Definitely saw them. But the point is, this is quite clever considering your jungle's already being hit by the enemy. Even though you have the wards, they're only one defensive. Especially with the levels early on. However, if you don't send him top and try to help this out, KVH is going to destroy both your supports. Here we see 1, 2, 3 ZXC actually going up to the top lane. No, doesn't yet, but still excited. We don't have an ultimate Mokang's command on Monkey King yet. Oh, the Clings. The Echo Slam onto 2 with the Boundless Spring. They're gonna be able to destroy Ned first and Lil. Meanwhile, Boundless Spring of the scores both of them. No, never mind. KVH is actually stuck in a difficult position. They want to cut on this tree. They're not cutting in time. In fact, KVH manages to make it out of here alive, while Bleak is able to kill the Lina. Oh, sorry. Bleak is able to kill the Viper in the mid lane. Question mark not having the easiest of games. In the end, ends up being a Viper and Omni Knight for a Witch Doctor in the top lane. Echo Slam committed, but still worth it for the guys of Wheel. Can't push that tower, though, as Clinks is becoming a real threat. Now with Desolator, he's hit his peak. He's going to go for BKB next. That should be. It become pretty difficult for the guys at Wheel to stop him now, as they won't have really any stuns that go through that. And of course, that Boundless Strike will stun him out. Four staffs to be next. Ooh, I like this build. Full on mobility items as a Shadow Blade. It would be a mobility item. It's a good item later on. Right now, go fantastic. And Ghost Scepter on Madming. That's interesting. Might even go for E-Blade, which is not a bad option here, considering not because of the damage. Considering you can stop from killing E1 of your useful. And since you can always E-Blade Monkey King to make him withstand the Wukong's command a bit longer if Klink's kill him in the middle of Wukong's command, and say his armor is just not working out because there's too much in the late game and Klink is just destroying him. E-Blade him, Wukong's command eventually destroys the Klinks because out later on in the game. So it could be a particularly used item. As for now, Ghost Scepter is kept in the backpack. Can't see it entirely, and Klinks won't buy Diffusal. Granted, Klinks needs it. Oh well. Now, Viper, difficult position for you. Oh no. Bye question. There's the hook, and Viper stuck in the trees, even to dismember. Actually, you're not going to commit to this too much because Ned came in way too quickly, and Madming is going to be poisoned to death and is finally destroyed. Derp, meanwhile, gets him melted onto the Klinks with the Boundless Strike. Klinks is stopped here, the Death Ward as well, and Klinks is just going to be melted down thanks to the Death Ward damage. The Repel to help him against the Maldic, but Derp keeps on dancing. That Guardian Angel did wonders for this team, and he catches 4. The Sankin can't even get his Epicenter out as the poor Earthshaker stuck against 4 himself, and they're dividing the team fight, creating chaos exactly as they wanted to. They started the Viper, but it's not the target they wanted to go for, as KVH is now stuck with the Lina. Finally kill off the Viper, but the Lina dives down to the Klinks, and KVH alone against 4. What can he really do? He's been rooted down and stuck to the floor. The poor man is going to end up going down as Stars gets that kill and go to town. I mean, in the end, the Brazilian team actually do really well against Wheel in that team fight because they create a very chaotic scenario where they're fighting against 4 versus 1, and the guys at Wheel can't get the proper Echo Slam or any of the proper initiations for them. And of course, a fantastic Guardian Angel getting everyone in the right size. I mean, that was pretty impressive, I gotta admit. That Guardian Angel, especially in the early game, is particularly low. So it's really useful to have that Guardian Angel with to get a Guardian Angel with into 4 or 5 people in there. And that was just a good position. A good job Stars, and they actually recovered pretty well. I mean, it's a best of 2 regardless, so it doesn't matter wins per se. It doesn't really matter. There won't be a game 3 regardless of who wins, so Wheel's not feeling pressed per se. But they are starting to be back against the wall, and I was thinking maybe their strategy of going for kind of creative pickups not working out as well, as Stars had to go for the Viper and utilizing pretty decently coming to this mid game. Now KVH, the mid lane, he is being harassed by Ned. I don't know if they want to continue this with a Klink. Like Klinks just want to derp, and then go tanking with a Blink Dagger. Derp being melted by the Klinks. He gets lucky up in the high ground, but not lucky enough. And with that, KVH is also going for Desolator. Ow, as opposed to maybe. I suppose if you're playing Monkey King. Yeah. So I'm very used to seeing Monkey King core as an offlane, right? Other than carry. Regardless, we see the hook onto Klinks, dismember as well. What a beautiful hook by Madmang. Now the Burst Strike to stop him, but the Battle Strike will destroy him. Echo Slam as well stops the poor Sand King, and he can't go anywhere. He's been stunned out to oblivion. Dota 2 is going to go down to the Viper's damage. However, they did get a kill onto the Klinks as an exchange for that. Bleak comes in, but he does not have any more spells to be used, and of course he's just trying to get that extra movement speed with Fiery Soul. But if you hit the Viper with one of those spells, that Viper or that Corrosive Skin will really destroy you. A blind hook. Madmang had no clue what was up there, but that was no way that we're going to be standing up there. That was a really good hook regardless. The only they could follow it up better. They even actually stop the Anxious. What is the purpose of the Anxious? I mean, Klinks can take him decent. Viper can't. Yeah, with the patient, get him into out of a core as the game progresses. Bloodstone's on the Lina. I haven't really got item. Has been that relevant Yet, oh, another good hook. Dismember, Maledict, easy kill onto the Sand and that means Bloodstone charge for the lead. That's all that matters. Getting the Bloodstone charges right. Yeah, it's okay to get that kill on the Kling. Yeah, for sure. Or sorry, on the Sand But you really want those Bloodstone charges start piling up on Lena. Want to get her snowball going, especially before that Klinks reaches that BKB level. And in fact, he's gonna go for the Fusel Blade first, just to like Ghost Scepter, I can imagine. But Fusel Blade before BKB, that is a ballsy move. 1-2-3 ZXC. He's just using a creep from the enemy. I mean, one thing I'm liking for, but they really utilize the enemy. Good option. Because Wheel has been playing quite aggressively. Oh no, okay. No, they can survive. Even with the ultimate, even with the extra damage from, or the extra armor from the ult, no way you could have survived the amount of damage. That's why you don't even need an Orc. If you catch him in a bad position, KVH has to start playing a bit more defensively against his Kling. Because you have to punish the fact that he went for pure damage, especially. Not really many ways to stop you in general. Fight team fights, and you're usually going to beat the Kling, regardless of that damage. You're not going to have enough HP. Especially. And of course, you still have a lot of stuns to stop him, so that team fight works. Partially, I think the reason why I didn't go for BKB seems like the... Oh, hook actually catches the Sand King! What a beautiful hook, but they have no follow-up because there's too many people there. It was just kind of a... Let's see if this works, and it worked out for the Pudge. Kind of want him to go for Axe. It's not a bad option to itemize based on how bad your enemy team's. Lena with the Shadow Blade? Look, this time. Follow it up. No movements. There's no mobility items up. Hurt him up. You already see the game starting to slow down for both. Back to with a Sand. Be careful with the Shadow Blade a little, but actually, sorry, it doesn't have it because he just used it. Dragon Slave. I want to follow this up. The Earthshaker though is lining up for a great fissure. In fact, they could try to counter this, but the guys from Stars, I had enough of these constantly. But you also see KVH in the mid lane, so you think, why not? Seems like a better target with a repel into the Klinks. They actually have no clue of seeing him. The dust is not going to hit him, and now with a burst strike, the Klinks is ready, going to start hitting KVH, and that balance strike won't hit the Klinks. KVH will not go down thanks to the paralyzing cask. Luckily hits Klinks. Echo Slam onto 4, beautiful Echo Slam, but there's no follow-up either. Light Strike Array, now that Witch Doctor starts dancing, but Bleak is already brought down. KVH comes in with his ultimate, but that Wukong's command will do nothing against the Guardian Angel, and KVH is almost brought out of it thanks to the fissure. He's fighting in the bitter end, and like a sumo wrestler, we're staying in that ring until he goes down. Stars end up getting a kill on the 2 cores, reducing Alina's Bloodstone charges as well, and only lose a support and offlaner to boot. In the end, they're actually going to get a shrine and heal back up, and that aggressive build in the Kling seems to be working because they don't have enough damage. Those are also wonders for this team. Seeing the Viper evading a lot of damage with that infused raindrops, even at this point in the game. It's weird to see considering that it's 25 minutes into the game. You wouldn't expect the Viper with infused raindrops or an Omnight, right? But it's working wonders against Lina. Having a hard time getting the proper, because of the lack of Bloodstone, the Bloodstone coming so late, and now the Shadow Blade, you really need to get starts to pale in comparison. They don't have the organized team fight at the same, giving them with top button. Stopping the follow up for the Echo Slam. Usually an Echo Slam like that would be fantastic, but it was only a 4-man Echo Slam. You dealt a lot of damage to those 4 people, but didn't stun them out because the Echo Slam was in the area, and result is really just the stunning. As a result, they really couldn't follow that up, and Frostbite stopped them. Also, really good position by Luke. And we saw this a bit earlier because the reason why he played. There's a reason why he plays a Shadow Shower. Oh, there's the balance spike. The figure, stopping him up. KH, no. Back there goes the Sand King. The Derp with the paralyzing cask, hooks away, and the Death Ward. That was actually a really good combination that worked out, but the poison and pulling him. And it seems like Wheel are up against the wall. Can't really do anything to stop this Klinks. Apparently, that repel combination with the Klinks. I mean, I'm not just playing full hardcore support is working fine. Remember being the only use. Of course, the repel is also part of the reason why they became so late, or is up actually. considering it earlier, but now it says, why not? We're gonna go for full damage. After all, Viper is already recovered, and Viper can be more of a tanky situation, especially with that working pike to ability. There they go. Pearl Strike onto the punch. Great fishy to divide them, but the Monkey King is still slow to oblivion, and they can't really help him out too much. Echo Slam committed to kill Sanking. That's one core down. They just have to kill Question Mark, and Question Mark has been hurting by the Satyrs, or yep, there it is. The Root also hurting him from behind. Bleak also gets a kill onto Mister 123 ZXZ. Wants to at least onto Mad Meng. No Searing Arrows used for some strange reason. Why? Okay, Mad Meng is going to survive here. Viper with a double damage, still killing KVH. That's one dead. Guardian Angel used it the last second, so Lina can't deal any more damage. The other two will also go down. Let's Trickery onto 2 will do absolutely nothing to kill all of these guys. As long as Klinks is alive, he can just kill the Witch Doctor. Mad Meng, he sees him again. The Sentry is already put down. They see Klinks, but the Paralyzing Cask has nobody to bounce to. However, Derp will also die to the Klinks damage, and the poor Viper is being stunned, but not destroyed, as his tankiness is just too hard to beat. B, meanwhile, is destroyed by 123XZ, and the last here to be annihilated is Mad Meng. However, with the Diffusal Blade, they're not going to even trigger it to take away that Ghost Scepter, and Mad Meng will survive this damage. However, that's still low. That Lynx is gonna be able to down or be able to take that quite easily. Now they're gonna start getting that advantage back up. Wheel might be losing the second game of the bet. Song goes down. It's just they have little way to defend this with the Echo Slam, and of course they know this. They could always try to hook him away. Also the question of whether they know this is happening or not, and Mad Meng seems to know. Trying for him. Hookery. And hooks the Viper, force-steps himself forward, and that is not what they wanted to do. In fact, force-stepped him forward. Okay, Mad Meng is dead. Oh, it was a Sanking. Saw him? Yeah, saw him with the ward, force-stepped him forward, really clever. And in the end, that hook did absolutely nothing. In fact, and now, in the mid lane, you can also see Stars starting to put that pressure up with the Aegis onto the creep. More than happy to start pushing now. Falls a creep. It's his final item, which in this case is going to be a Force Staff to finish off that Hurricane Bite. A little bit more of that mana region, which is kind of valuable on a Klink. Really do need increasing amounts of mana as the game progresses. That himself also getting that. He's also very bad. Uses them immediately because, of course, start pushing the tower now. Active and mana to everyone. And they are decided to push the tower. I mean, playing sick. Burke can pike himself. Burke is going to fight this. I think he caught a glimpse of the Klink. It's fine. I mean, after all, they can take objectives. That's the issue with the Klink. If you stop the Struck from getting... He starts being a big deal, because in team fights, he's just not that special if you can control him in time. But Klinks can just start taking objectives really. They don't need anyone else to be in your... At KVH, oh, he's stuck. He can't use hands, but he's going to be able to TP away. However, this tower up top already goes down to the Klinks. Big issue. Wheel, as they start to lose that map potential. That initial lead going away, as their lineup is not really suited for the late game, except for the Lina. You can actually see the Lina here under this. Right, there's the Crystal Maiden. Where's the Frostbite? Lina starts to TP herself away. Use everything in their power to kill her, but they don't have enough stuns to stop her. And it seems like a Wheel has found the way to stop them. Or has found the way to counter Star's lineup, which is TPs. As long as the Sanking is not around, you have really no way to stop him. And maybe the Klinks wants to consider an MK possibility. Maybe the Viper, actually. Going for Blade Mill instead. Seems like it's going to be a Viper. Kind of Aura Viper. Hurricane Pike early on, because it gives you good stats and also damage. Later on, maybe even Eva's going through a Butterfly or a Scotty. There's a lot of options for Viper. It's a very versatile hero. You can go for the Agons as well. In my opinion. It's a pretty decent thing to use, especially because the stun reduction. As if you get Viper Strike every 12, much always use it on Monkey King, and it eats through his armor. And on top of that, well, it doesn't actually reduce your armor; it just eats through it. As regardless of your armor, you still die, and you can't use the tree either. So that'll be good. Question mark. Grab instead of going for the big. That's okay. And the MKD onto 1. X. DXC. As for Wheel, they're gonna try to push this tower up top. Tower is not going to go down just yet. They don't have enough pushing power compared to the Clint. Trying to do this. Options. KB just forced the T back in, and of course Klink's surrounded by creeps. He can't be hooked away. That's his plan, to just take the racks without taking down these creeps. Hook is not effective. However, they do hook the Viper, question mark. Uses the Blame over the right time, and in comes the Epicenter. They want to keep the Lina, but the Epicenter is going to be wasted in the end. Only hitting a Witch Doctor, and it was a bit of a zone out, but that's all it did. Fissure, though, and the amount of stuns going to the Klinks is ridiculous. Meanwhile, the Viper stopped by Dismember, but the Guardian Angel will save the Klinks at the right second. Those Guardian Angels, what is the area of effect? Jesus Christ, it keeps hitting the right people, and now the Burrow Strike from Zero, stopping B from any further initiation. Zero might sacrifice himself as a result. Echo Slam onto the Viper. Klinks keeps hitting, wants to go into Dota the 2. One hit almost destroys him. The Aegis is wasted, or is used up. The Boundless Strike onto the Viper, and he'll survive with one Hurricane Pike to finish off the Lina. Now Madming will start suffering against the Klink's damage, but with a Ghost Scepter, he should be able to survive this. Normal Diffusal Blade charges to stop him. And he... Notice I used the Ghost Scepter right after the Diffusal Blade is used to purge him. Klink's used it, which is smart. But that's actually worked well for... I mean, he's just doing it really well. Viper's gonna go Lincolns right to stop the Dismember. They're noticing that the BKB is not gonna do that much, but the Lincolns will be great. Especially if we can put the Lincolns into the... They even consider doing something along the lines of putting a what is it? A Lotus on maybe Dumb Knight. Stop the Klinks from being stunned out, because the Klinks is really... when you play Klinks, the issue why Klinks, or the reason why Klinks is not only playing this, it kind of translates, or it deviates towards 4 Protect 1 strategy, regardless of how you play him. Just kind of has to play that way. It just doesn't have the impact of that items, and he really does become your main damage sword. Protect him, ability, etc. Not many cases really translate to that. Really just the Clint, because he's a good hero in the late game, especially with items, but he's a glass cannon without farming potential. Priority. So you kind of translate to 4 Protect 1, which is why this works out, because they are heroes that do not that much farm, and you Links farm the whole map itself. He's not particularly a fast farmer, but he is particularly all the map. They saw that ward, they knew it, but the Sankey did not know they were so close by. Dismember, stop him out, and there's no way he can survive this. Lil will also go down to KVH's damage. It seems like Wheel just came back with a really simple kill onto this Maiden. However, the Klinks has not died yet, and like I said, if you're running a 4 Protect 1 strategy, everything. This Wheel can at least try to pressure this top tower. They don't have as much pushing power as, say, Klinks would, but the Stars doesn't have as much defensive power as Wheel, so it's kind of cool in the end. It's going to take a longer to push this tower, but they can't really even with the Repel, you can't do that much in Guardian Angel, especially with the insane amount of cool Repel has these days. Here we go. Vipers, stunned out, the hook, hit, obviously, this is creeping away. Mad Meng wants to use, not going to use the Ghost just yet. In fact, they go into Derp. They play pretty aggressively at the end. Only question mark is going to go in because he is the tankiest hero. Derp going to sacrifice himself for his team, I suppose. And in the end, in the Shrine, they actually going to kill into the Lina, but in comes the Sanking with a Blink Dagger and a Burrow Strike. Is this worth it? Maybe the bait was all they needed. Where's the Blink? Oh, Burrow Strike? No, she's going to take away in time. Those Ancient Black Drakes actually... Unfortunately, that's a kill onto the Crystal Main they can't really use. 1-2-3 ZXE, though, might find KVH and can do a lot of damage to him. Not do it. Fine. You see him? No. Okay, yeah. I suppose he might have saw the Clink out and walking him. It was just a good game sense by KVH out there. And Meng to go 4-step. Ether Lens is also not bad at 4-step, as you can use it much more. Prone to being used. Not increase the range you go at, but it does increase. Meaning that, that makes sense. It means that you can 4-step. Pretty useful. Especially if you're playing a Pudge, who usually is pretty far away from... Now, Stars. Top lane. Or hero. Down and... I mean, that works out for... Bars. This they're gonna try to take a axe. Put Wheel in a difficult position with Lincolns plus the BKB. Really hard to really stop this Link or Clink. Like now, the Lean is trying to do the same. Or you can actually link Clink's pushing speed. This is kind of ridiculous. It's gonna be the case. With a 50 damage and just a Shadow Blade doesn't even have any damage items. Maybe the Shivas, I guess, gives you a decent. The intel. Pretty bad engagement for the stars, because they. I mean, sorry for the guys at Wheel, because they did get the tier 3 for them. However, now you're losing the Aegis, and the Aegis can go. Lynx, who's almost done with his BE. You can even play a bit more aggressively now that you have an Aegis, so buy the MKB, not buy buyback. Go for the get the cheat. And with the Lincolns and the Repel, of course, you're pretty much set. The Clink's gonna have a difficult time. Sorry, the guys are gonna have a difficult time taking, especially with the death pack to help. Well, right now, I don't see many ways Wheel can defend this unless they. Maybe just play a bit defensively until the Aegis fires. Look, there's no way you can play aggressively. Right, look at Lena just integrate damage, and that's with the Shivas, right? The Viper can also go forward. He still has the Lincoln, so they can't really do much. What did they do to cancel that? Apparently, Force Staff, yeah. That's why the E-Flint is pretty useful with the Force Stats to cancel Lincoln as well. And the hook actually brings the Omnet into a difficult position. Ned, this is the perfect hook. This is what they're looking for. Where's the Guardian Angel? They have to use it immediately. And Ned used the Guardian Angel last second. Now they can fight this. And it seems like the Sand King will be destroyed by Laguna's Blade, but Madman will also go down, revealing the gem and giving it to the enemy team. Freezing Field to kill off the Earthshaker. And there's the team fight gone completely for the guys at Wheel. With Clinks now with the Repel. Needs to be able to push these towers really quickly. Bleak, sorry, is fighting against Question Mark, but with the Chi still available and the Aegis as well. How do you fight this with your Monkey King? They just killed the most important target, and Ned to survive thanks to great Force Staff usage by his team. The Purification, how about the Viper? Still has the Cheese, gonna eat it. They're gonna commit to this as the Viper tanks all the damage, the Klings takes out the structures, and with this, even Viper Force Staff offensively? No, that was his own Hurricane Bike. Okay. Regardless, with this, the guys at the Stars can finally take down the tier 2 and start threatening the mid. You also took down the 2 side lanes, meaning split pushing is extremely easy for your team to do, and the only lane that's harder to put mid lane. But these 2 lanes will naturally just start pushing, and it's really hard to defend those, especially if you're also threatening mid. And the Age is still available, even though the Cheese is not. But of course, the Repel is still useful onto the Viper. Viper's just trying to zone out the Lena, which is quite clever. That's 1, 2, 3 ZXE, takes on this tower. He's almost out of mana. He kind of wants to die just to get that mana. Viper stunned out. Maybe they want to use the Clinks. Really does need that. Even with a Crystal Maiden Aura, he's just not healing fast enough. Come on, more mana, more mana, more mana. I think he just. When's the age gonna expire? Well, there's still 3. Yeah, so it's fine. They're okay. They're pretty safe. Take the extra shrine, get the MKB, get all the items you need, and then start pushing. But to finish off this game, E and a Hurricane Pike available. Of course, the rest of you ready. The only thing that's left is towers, and Lena's still not alive to get that Ari Soul. And again, you still have the Echo Slam, so they still can defend this. Again, a really good hook last time I Bad Mang, but it's really hard to kill Ned nowadays. AP went for a very tanky build. Waiting for the Guardian Angel to come out first off, and this is probably the time fighting. They can even kill Mad Mang in time. It's just that Ghost Scepter gives a lot of. First, have to push this lane out, right? A bit, as the 2 lanes, top and bottom, keep pushing, but Fighter. Oh, a hook onto the Clinks. This is pretty important. He's gonna stun now, lost the Aegis though. Monkey King uses his ultimate, and that's gonna be a dead Omni without using the Guardian Angel. That's exactly the initiation they want to. KVH keeps going in and wants to kill off the Viper. The Echo Slam just went for the Clinks. The second hook, and the Clinks is stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's gonna lose his Aegis, and that means a dead Clinks almost for sure. Even with the Hurricane Pike, they're not gonna be able to stop this. There's a stun, and the Clinks gonna die 2 times in a row. And it's a great defense by Wheel. Again, Mad Meng saving them with these amazing hooks. And of course, a really good commitment to the Echo Slam. And killing Yomnat there really early on, who tried to rush in and try to Guardian Angel the Clinks, was also very useful to him. Maybe Yomnat wants to consider an Aghanim as opposed to the Crimson Guard. You don't need to be that tanky if you can just Guardian Angel map. I'm not particularly a big fan of Guardian Angel Ags, but later on in the game, especially when you're dying this, it's doable. And now they're gonna start to push. Maybe take a lane of Rax. With Lina already having the Fire Soul Stacks extra damage. But don't hit her hard enough. Question mark is derp with a fail. It actually makes it hard for the Viper to finish him off. But they can still come in with a burst so I can kill off derp, at least get a counter kill for trying to go into their territory. Derp. Stun to Oblivion, or sorry, slow to Oblivion and can't. Oh, Shiva's now stopping. Oh wow, the Sanking destroyed in 4 hits. The gem is actually left there. They want to stop it, but want to grab it. But the Light Striker is going to prevent them from doing so. Where's the repel onto the Viper? Not gonna help him. Got the gem and the Viper. That's not that bad. That Viper was actually originally critical. In the end, it's being a 0-sum. Lina not going for mail. In case we get Mega Creeps built. Seems appropriate. Let's see if Stars can do it. And don't in the Viper ability or the damages start to fade away really soon. We're seeing back thanks to the ability gain. The Lina similarly seems like the guys at Stars just not team fight and prevent those hooks from being effective. And those hooks in there can actually get a little bit of extra utility because you don't have any way to stop them positioning, but that's true when you're Links and you Heart does come out of the Viper though. Really hard target. So you didn't have any of those components, so now you can almost double the which in general you can beat. But the amount of utility you can have and the fact that they can just starting to be. More importantly, now we're also seeing the clip. Wait, someone. You see that this damage is not enough to kill the Lina anymore, to kill the Monkey. Fortunate. Cannon anything, just class, and that's not great. But what Stars is planning on? Considering the Wheel, and you're in the position as Wheel, where you're seeing constant push by and really good at the high ground defense. That's all you can really. Stars is gonna win on. Probably take domination of the map. You still can't leave bases fight these good. Getting and Stars is winning just behind up. If you catch him in anyone a Wheel. However, question mark decided that hey, I feel like this game is going on for too long, so let me commit suicide. Oh yeah, that hurt. That was really close. That actually might save him. There's the initiation and got him out of the base. This is a perfect bait, and they're gonna catch the Pudge. No more hooks, they say, as they Diffusal Blade his Co-Scepter away, and Mad Meng is gonna go down. Meanwhile, the Roar Sanking, surviving the damage from the paralyzing Cascade and sorry, from Lina Fire Souls. Go for the post. Anyway, killing the Pudge there was pretty. Forcing his buyback even more useful. It's interesting that they forced him so early. That means it's down for them. They committed an epicenter to this, which is not that big a deal anymore because, honest, not the best. Psyching is their best skill is burst right now. Not really. And now he's gonna be able to get also an Aghanim's activity, which is important. With this, they're able to take a Roshan in time. The Lincoln should come out on Clinks by the time the Roshan is out as well. still punish that buyback on the Pudge without really losing anything. DKB. Where did they want to? They just saw this initiation going high, so plans of mice and men, huh? It seems like they have some great plans here, unable to fully execute them because again their lineup is just not that good at getting these kills. Even killing Viper's quite hard because they've had him against 5. He's not going to fight against 5, but if he runs away, the guys at Stars have a really good way of saving him. Similarly, now with when they get the Aegis, or that's going to help Klink's essentially. Buyback he is though. Anyway, that's going to make it really hard for, or really easy for the guys that are just kind of bodies at the wall at one point, and they might even consider that strategy because you go too much. Not what you wanted to do, but it's just a time to play it calmly. Time to play it calmly and not to put too much effort into pushing what's. Also, sorry, I'm getting excited over the smallest things that there was gonna be. Of his ag. Now that the Aegis is up, it's weird that they're trying to fight now as opposed to. Omnet has already been defeated and destroyed. There's no way that he's surviving this. That's a dead Omnet, and he has no black. Like, Derp though will go down easily, and now the Lina is a better target. Epicenter as well, slowing her down. Dota the 2 trying to help her out with the Force Staff. The Face Shooter save her, but they're gonna not have any of that as the Yule Scepter stops her behind her tracks. They're trying to stop as well. The Monkey King uses the BKB, but the Lina already in difficult position. KVH is just creating space for his other carry, and the Lina will survive in the end. Finally only gets a Sankin. KVH might be able to survive this as well, but the TP won't complete as 1-2-3 ZXZ finds Dota the 2 and wants to kill him next. There's a Ghost Scepter already wasted on him. 3 hits almost destroy him. In comes the Viper. Way too much tankiness. There's no way that they can kill the Viper in time. Even though they can take out the ward, the Viper will end up finishing up the Pudge. Question mark gets another kill. 10k gold for these guys as they can now go for the Roshan if they're so inclined to. In fact, this would be the best time to go for the Roshan. You do lose the Pudge. The Earthshaker wasted his. Let's be honest. You don't really need the Omnet for the Roshan, so you could exactly 1-2-3 ZXC is gonna do right now. Nope. You're so close, dude. You're so close to taking it. Not quite. I don't know why they're so afraid of maybe the Lina or the Earthshaker initiating, especially when they have 0 initiation here. I'm not going to see it. And there it is, the Viper. And I guess he just wanted to do the most efficient farming possible. Now with Strafe, and of course the Arcane Rune means that you can use more Strafe. Not really that important, but cool. Cool to see. Just cool that on Strafe. Use your ultimate with a boost. That makes it good. Patient. Wow, you have the patience here. They're gonna wait for the Death Pact probably to go on off gold. And the Klink's reveals a smoke because he doesn't really care. He came from the Skeleton Walk. No way. Death Pact is now available. Klink's even benefits from getting a super creep. Higher HP. Oh, Death Pact. Down the creep. Oh well. Don't push this tower down. B, careful. He's been frostbitten. There's a Paladin cast. The Burst to stop her. And B, Bleak has a Blink situation. It's going to go down. In fact, 60 seconds without the Lina. She has no buyback. What? No buyback based on gold. And still 40 more gold to go. That means a lot of time for Klinks to push down these racks. And one small math mistake is going to cost these guys the game. As these racks go down to Stars damage, the Klinks will not give up. And that's, I mean, that's Mega Creep going up. Have to wait for the Lina to buy back, but the Lina still has 19 gold to go. They want to initiate. There's the hook. They go onto the Klinks, and the Klinks still has the Aegis, so they can't kill him 2 times. In fact, this poor Earthshaker will just go down himself. The Epicenter goes down in the back lines, and the objective is KVH. Ned will not be able to survive this amount of damage. He has to force himself to safety, while it's actually the Viper. KVH now fighting against the Viper alone. The hook to save him, but the Klinks already killed off the Earthshaker, and the good game well played is called by him as well, as Stars take his second game of the best of 2, making it a 1-1 and getting that 1 point. This best of 2, making Wheel sad that they could not take the Brazilian team on for a ride for a second time in a row. However, both teams pretty successful with this game. Quite a even game by both teams. See the power of both Wheel and Stars playing their most effective heroes. That said, guys, this has been the ProDota Cup American version. We still have one more match for today. That last match, just the guys of Unknown. It's going to be Unknown versus Wolf, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be the last match of the day between the teams. And we'll come back with it. Swordfish on sort of expert. Come back shortly. Okay. Unknown Shiu as that.